Hi everyone! Today we're doing notes for 3.1 measures of central tendency, mode, median, and mean. The mode is the value that occurs most frequently. If a data set has no single value that occurs more frequently than any other, then that data set has no mode. It's a useful average when we want to know the most frequently occurring data value, such as the most frequently requested shoe size. So for our first practice, I want you to count the letters in each word of this sentence and give the mode. So take a minute and please do so. Okay, so we have, this is 5, 3, 7, 2, 4, 4, 2, 4, 8, 3, 4, 3, and 4. So looking at these, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fours, which is the most frequent. So our mode is 4. The median, this is the central value of an ordered distribution. So how to find the median? You order the data from smallest to largest. If you have an odd number of data, then the median is the middle data value. If you have an even number of data, you take the sum of the middle two values and divide by 2. So looking at this first list, first we need to put them in order. So it's 18, 19, 19, 27, 35. We have an odd number, there's 5, so the median is the middle one, 19. For this next data set, we have an additional point. So if I put these in order, we have 18, 19, 19, 27, 28, 35. Now this time we have an even number, so I need to take the sum of the middle two and then divide it by 2. So I have 19 plus 27 divided by 2, which gives us 23. So 23 is our median. All right, our next practice, it says Bellevue College must make a report to the budget committee about the average credit hour load a full-time student carries. A 12 credit hour load is the minimum requirement for full-time status. For the same tuition, students may take up to 20 credit hours. A random sample of 40 students yielded the following information in credit hours. So we know there's 40 total here. So first we have to organize the data from smallest to largest number of credit hours. So there are 10 values of 12. There are 4 13s. There are 4 14s. There are 6 15s. There are 4 16s. There are 5 17s. There are 3 18s. There are 2 19s and 2 20s. Okay. Given this, I would like you to answer B and C, please. Okay, for B it says, since there are there's even, right? Because we know that there's 40 students, even number of values, we add the 2 middle values and divide by 2 to get the median. What is the median credit hour load? So our middle two, we have 15 and 15. So if we do 15 plus 15 and divide by 2, we're obviously going to get 15. So 15 credit hours is the median load. C says, what is the mode of this distribution? Is it different from the median? If the budget committee is going to fund the college according to the average student credit hour load, more money for higher loads, which of these two averages do you think the college will report? So if we find the mode is 12. Our median is 15, as we said. So yes, they are different. And it says they want to report the higher number because it's more money for a higher load. So they would report the median because it is higher, which means more money from funding. Okay, the mean, this is an average that uses the exact value of each entry. It's also called the arithmetic mean. So we take the sum of all the entries and we divide by the number of entries. So here's our practice. To graduate, Linda needs at least a B in biology. She did not do very well on her first 3 tests. However, she did well on the last 4. Here are her scores. Compute the mean and determine if Linda's grade will be a B, 80 to 89 average, or a C, 70 to 79 average. So we add them up. 58 plus 67 plus 60 plus 84 plus 93 plus 98 plus 100. And we're going to divide by 7 because there are 7 total. This gives us 560 over 7, which is 80. So she gets a B. As a note, the measures of central tendency can be affected by extreme values. The mode of the data set for this one, 0, 0, 85, 88, 91, 94, 98, the mode is 0, but most, 5 out of the 7 of the data values are above 80. The data set 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 100 has a mode of 0 and a median of 0 and a mean of 10. In this case, 100 may be an outlier. The mode and median are not affected by this, but the mean is increased. Next, we have a weighted average. This is used when we want to average some numbers, but assign more weight to specific values than to others. Multiply each data value by the weight assigned to it, and then divide the result by the sum of the weights. So here's an example from the textbook. It says if a lab scores were 25% of the grade, each of 2 major tests is worth 22.5% each, and the finals were 30%, then scores of 92 on the lab, 81 and 93 on the major tests, and 85 on the final will give an overall class score of, so you can see we multiplied by each of the factors, and then we divide by the total of the weights, okay? And so something to note, the total of these weights, it's gonna always add to 1, okay? So really you're always gonna be dividing by 1, so we actually don't even need to stress about dividing by that, but that is where our formula comes from. Okay, suppose your midterm test score is 83 and your final exam score is 95. Using weights of 40% for the midterm and 60% for the final exam, compute the weighted average of your scores. If the minimum average for an A is 90, will you earn an A? I'm sorry, I don't know why my notes just cut out like that. There we go. All right, please take a minute and do this. Okay, so we're going to take the 83 and we're going to multiply it by 0.4 because it's 40%, plus the 95 and multiply that by 0.6 because it's 60%, and we're going to divide by 0.4 plus 0.6. And this is going to come out to give us 90.2. So yes, you earned the A. All right, so using the calculator to calculate the mean and median, we can do this. This is the directions for a TI calculator. I will go over this in class too. It says enter the data into one list, such as L1, and the corresponding weights into another list, such as L2. Then you do stat calc, one variable statistics, and enter the list containing the data, followed by a comma in the list containing the weights. All right, we have one more example we're going to do together, and this is a practice that we're going to do with the calculator. So it says, how hot does it get in Death Valley? The following data are taken from a study conducted by the National Park System, of which Death Valley is a unit. The ground temperatures in Fahrenheit were taken from May to November in the vicinity of Furnace Creek. Compute the mean, median, and mode for these ground temperatures. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to take these data points and you're going to put them in a list in your calculator. So you're going to hit Stat. Then you're going to hit Enter on 1, which says Edit. You're going to type in each of these data points into your L1. Okay, once these are typed in, you're going to hit second mode to quit out of that screen. Then to calculate, you're going to hit stat. So this is to put the data in the list. Okay, then to calculate, you're going to hit stat again. Then you're going to arrow right to calc. And under the calc menu, you're going to choose number 1, which is the one variable statistics. Your list is L1, you hit enter there. Then you hit enter on calculate, and you will see all of the data. So the mean is represented with X bar. And so we can see the mean is going to be 167.29. Our median, it says the word median. If we scroll down, it'll say MED in the calculator. And the median is 171. Our mode, we have to get from looking at our list. So our mode is going to be 178, because there are 3 of those. So again, just a little terminology as far as variables. X bar represents the sample mean, and mu represents our population mean. And that's all we have for today.